Hello, thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to make chocolate chip vegan cookies. I found this recipe from Melissa Costello, and I found out about her through doing P90X. She was Tony Horton's personal chef, and he mentioned her. I went to her website. I found these wonderful cookies along with many other wonderful recipes. She's coming out with a cookbook this October, and I'll have more about that on my site. You can find the recipe under the video, so you don't need to write down any of the measurements. I'm just going to tell you what goes into them, and then I'm going to make them. They're absolutely wonderful. They're not super sweet, so they're not your greasy, sweet chocolate chip cookies that you might be used to. These are just really delicious. So in here I've got my dry ingredients, and I have spelt flour, rolled oats, chopped walnuts, chocolate chips, some cinnamon, cardamom, baking soda, and sea salt. So all of that goes in here. I take my fork and I just mix it up to make sure it all gets all nicely mixed together. Okay, then I have my wet ingredients, and that's agave, grapeseed oil. You can use coconut oil, which I've done before, and you just melt your coconut oil because it'll solidify, so you'll melt that. Or you can use avocado oil, which I haven't tried that before. So this is grapeseed oil, agave, and vanilla, and a little bit of water. And all the measurements, like I said, are right underneath the video. So I take my whisk and I just stir that up. So a couple reasons I really like this recipe is I'm extremely baking challenged. It's a very easy recipe to make, and the cookies come out perfect every single time. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in here right now. So you just take your wet ingredients, put it into the dry, and then you're just going to mix it. As I was saying, I'm really baking challenged, so I've often made chocolate chip cookies and they've come out flat as a piece of paper with the chocolate chips sitting in there, and I never know what I'm doing wrong. Sometimes they would come out great, and most of the time they didn't. This recipe, I've never had a problem. It comes out good every single time I make it. And so some other reasons I like it is there's no egg. There's no raw egg, which means you can eat the batter, which is really yummy. My husband loves to eat it. Eat it raw before it's been cooked. It tastes great, and you're not going to have the raw egg issue that a lot of people worry about. And it's just the easiest thing to make, and you can make these in 10 minutes. You have cookies. Very easy. Don't have to wait for the butter to melt or soften or whatever you need to do. So you basically need to mix this up, and then you need to put it in the refrigerator for about 15 minutes. So I'm just going to put it in the refrigerator for 15 minutes, and then we're going to come back. So the cookies have been in there, the cookie dough has been in there for about 15 minutes. So now I just always use my little scoop. I mean, you can make them bigger, smaller, whatever you want to do with them, but I like to have lots of them, so I use a little scoop. You can also put them close together because they don't spread out a lot, which that's kind of nice too. So I'm just going to fill my tray up with these cookies. So some other things I like about these, because I told you I'm a little bit baking challenged, is I like the way I take them out of the oven, and you can just take them right off the cookie sheet and put them on your rack, where I found that when I made regular chocolate chip cookies, I wasn't able to do that because I had to let them sit on the cookie sheet for like about a minute or so. So if you're impatient, like I get sometimes, you can just pop these right off onto your wire rack as soon as they come out of the oven. So that's a good thing in my mind. And just try to make them about even. Sometimes I have a little bit too many chocolate chips on one cookie, so I'll shift them to another cookie. And then the other thing I find, it depends how you measure your liquid. Sometimes they come out a little wetter, sometimes they come out a little bit drier. Every time my husband makes them, they come out moister than when I make them. So you just kind of never know. I guess it's all in how you're measuring. So normally what I do is I just mush them down, because if I don't do this, they're going to come out pretty much like this. There's not a lot of fat in them, so they don't spread like your normal buttery chocolate chip cookies do. But they taste really good. You're going to love these. I absolutely love them. My sons love them. My son's girlfriend loves them. The neighbor kids love them. Everyone they love them. So there they are. I'm gonna pop them in the oven, and I'm gonna put it on for 11 minutes. I believe that's what the recipe says, and that works perfect for these. So in 11 minutes, we're gonna come back and we're gonna have wonderful chocolate chip cookies. Okay, here we are. Here are our wonderful chocolate chip cookies. They look beautiful. See, they look like actual cookies, not flat pieces of paper like my other cookies used to come out. And they've come right out of the oven, and I'm just gonna pick them up and put them right onto my rack. So see how nice? They don't fall apart, they don't break up, and so you can just put them right on your rack and then stick your next batch on right away. So that's one of my favorite things about these cookies. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you try these cookies. The link to Melissa's site is underneath my video. Please check out her site, and remember, her cookbook's coming in October. I'm excited, I can't wait. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope you try these cookies. They're wonderful. You'll love them.